to Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast. News, narratives, takes, gambling. Maybe some gambling. We haven't done gambling in a while. Should I start betting on basketball just for y'all? Maybe. I don't think that's a bad idea. Lucas Raymond of the Detroit Red Wings gets a rebound, game-winning overtime goal against the Carolina Hurricanes with 8 seconds left in overtime. Otherwise, they would have gone to a shootout, which everybody hates and loves. Everybody hates it and loves it. Maybe we'll get into why the NHL is dumb and the point system and all of that. My Detroit Red Wings, we're going to start with them. A little hockey highlight for you. We're going to get into some MLB. MLB was the big story of the day yesterday, of course. Got some sad news from Ukraine, but we're going to start with some college basketball scores. Your Wisconsin Badgers are regular season Big Ten champions. They defeat Purdue by the score of 70-67. And it's possible they could get themselves a 2 seed. There are tournaments to be played. Other big scores yesterday. Duke destroyed Pittsburgh, who is occasionally a good program. And Arizona destroyed USC. So now conference tournaments are about to start. They are about to start. It is time to start paying attention to college basketball if you're going to do the bracketology thing. My vibe is that if you spend too much time on it, you're going to suck. That is it's like a guaranteed thing. You have to do your bracket as quickly as possible. There's really no other way to do it. Games on the schedule for today include some conference tournaments, including, forget what conference it is. There's a conference that starts at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who the hell is that? North Carolina A&T plays Radford in Charlotte, and then Charleston Southern, UNC Asheville, Hampton, and High Point. They play throughout the day today. Other games going on today: Xavier St. John's, Texas A&M, and Bama. So there's still some regular season games to be played. For big conferences, but smaller conferences have started their conference schedule. Is a little bit of is that a better look at it right there? Yeah, there's a schedule for you. We'll start getting into the gambling preview portion of this coming up as brackets are sort of hammered out. Got some sad news out of Ukraine yesterday. 2 Ukrainian football players, soccer players, have been killed. A 21-year-old and a 25-year-old. They were semi-professional soccer players, and they were confirmed dead in a bombing in Kharkiv due to the Russian aggression against the Ukrainian people. And as a result of that, people in the soccer world are coming together to mourn. I think we're going to hear more stories like this. The Klitschko brothers are there fighting. They're world-famous boxers, of course. Tragic news still going on in Ukraine. All right. Let's keep it moving here. I heard some shade. I want to play this clip for you. This is from the LSU women's basketball coach, Kim Mulkey, who said that her squad was having a great year. But she then threw some enormous shade at the University of Texas. Let's take a listen.
Some level of 2, 3, 4, and 5 years of consistency to say the program is back. You hear it all the time. I see it in football, college football. You'll see these kids go win an exciting bowl game, and they'll go, "We're back," and then the next year they get their butts kicked. You're not back until you do it at a high level for a period of time. And they just jump-started it, and now they have brought the interest.
Oh, man. If you don't understand the reference, that was Sam Ehlinger beating, I think it was Georgia in a bowl game, and we're back. No, but they weren't back. Texas was not back. I find that hilarious that she did that. What great shade to throw. What a fun way to talk shit about the new member of the SEC, the University of Texas. Speaking of talking shit, LeBron James did something kind of weird yesterday. Who wants to watch the LeBron James highlight? I'll do it. He pulled up he was literally on the logo. I don't know. People just don't care anymore. You just want to show off. They're playing Dallas. It's the third quarter. And, let's roll this thing. You can watch it on YouTube. See how far, he's literally, so it's not on half court. He's about halfway between half court and the top of the key, which is where the logo still is. Let's watch. Look, 1, 2. Like, he's on the S of the Lakers. Bang. Is he just showing off? Just nails a 3. Just pulls up and is like, screw it. See what happens. Boom. To show that he could do it too, I guess. We'll look at some NBA scores. How did the Lakers do yesterday? They lost. Obviously. Luka Garza, what's up, bud? Luka Garza, excuse me. Luka Doncic. What's up? Mavericks beat the Lakers 109-104. The Lakers are just garbage. 25 points from Doncic, 22 points from Brunson. The Mavericks are they're hanging around. I think that they're looking to make some moves in the Western Conference in the NBA. Got quite a few games left to play. We're at about 60-something games for each team. That means there's about 20 left. Yeah, about 25% of the way through the season. Mavericks are currently the 4th seed. They're very close to the Nuggets, the Mavericks are the 5th seed. Nuggets are the 6th seed. The Wolves, the Clippers are all hanging around. The Lakers are 4.5 games out of the playoffs. In the Eastern Conference, Heat, Bulls, Sixers, Bucks, and sort of Cavs and Celtics. The East is a little bit more jammed up. In the NHL, the Red Wings defeat the Carolina Hurricanes yesterday in overtime 4-3. We played you the clip in the beginning. The Blue Jackets beat the Devils. The Winnipeg Jets drop 8 on the Montreal Canadiens. Ducks beat the Bruins. People are confused. What's going on in California right now? The Ducks and the Kings are some hot teams, but the hottest teams in the NHL are the Hurricanes, the Panthers, the Avalanche, and the Oilers. The Avalanche just appear to be completely unbeatable. They are preposterously good. Hurricanes are the top of their division. Lightning top of their division. In the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference is the Colorado Avalanche and the Calgary Flames. So Canadian teams trying to make some noise as we head to the playoffs. The big story yesterday, of course, was what the hell is going on with baseball. Yesterday around 7 p.m., does that sound right? Yeah, 7 p.m., Rob Manfred reported that the owners for Major League Baseball had rejected a proposal from the players, and that means that opening day or some games are definitely going to be canceled from the MLB season. We will not play a full season this year, apparently. Included in the proposal from players was, I believe, an end to the shift, which I'd be down for. The shift is stupid. And there were other things like a pitch clock or a faster pitch clock or something. They're just arguing over semantics. So Rob Manfred has been dubbed essentially the biggest villain in pro sports right now. We can forget these commissioners, they don't work for the sport. They work for the owners. You can say what you want about Roger Goodell, and everybody gets mad at him, but he would never allow games to be canceled. Because Roger Goodell prioritizes making money. Everybody loses money if they don't play games. The other thing is that the owners and the players hate each other so much, the labor and management hate each other so much, which makes no sense because they don't make enough money to hate each other as much as they do. I don't understand that. How can you hate each other this much and make not be nearly as popular as football? The first preseason game last year was way, way more watched than any baseball game, including the World Series. The first regular season game was triple. I don't understand how baseball can do this. It doesn't make any sense to me. There are a lot of conflicting reports of who's going to do what and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, it's about money, it's about drugs, it's about testing, it's about a bunch of other stuff. And it's just the baseball union is united, which makes no sense to me. And I want to explain something to those of you that don't understand how salary caps work. Baseball is the only sport now in major North American team sports that doesn't have a salary cap, which means that teams can spend as much money as they want on payroll. In the other three sports, NBA, NHL, and NFL, there is a maximum that you are allowed to spend. However, it comes with a corresponding minimum that you have to spend, and as a result of that, those leagues experience more parity. If you're wondering to yourself, how come I haven't seen the Cincinnati Reds or the Pittsburgh Pirates accidentally stumble their way to a World Series appearance? Well, it's because of the salary cap thing. If you're a fan of, say, the Colorado Rockies, they're a very famous organization. They don't give a fuck about winning. That's dumb. Why would they? Think about the margins. Like if you're the Yankees, you spend more money because if you're more popular, people go and it's a whole thing and it's like marketing. Same thing with the Red Sox. Well, those are enormous markets. The Phillies, enormous market. Houston, enormous market. Atlanta, enormous market. LA, enormous market. Denver is a so-so market. Detroit is a so-so market. And then you get to smaller markets like Milwaukee. Milwaukee's never been, I haven't remember the last time Milwaukee was in the World Series. Either they don't have the money or they don't want to spend it. With the salary cap and a salary floor system, there is a minimum that you have to. Otherwise, you lose money. So you see teams like going on these wild spending sprees. Let's say, for example, the Colts have to do this all the time because they're notably cheap. They have to do it because they're required to spend 88% of the salary cap over a 2-year average. So if they spend 79% this year, you have to spend like 96% the next year, or whatever the averages turn out to be. Doesn't matter. In baseball, there's no salary floor. So what I'm getting at here is that the union has negotiated to keep this salary cap system in place, or to keep the salary cap system out of baseball, because the 1% of the 1% of baseball players just make preposterous money. However, the trickle down is not the same way that it is in football. The low-level baseball players, they make garbage, and they're out of the league before they can really have a voice and take down the union. But the rich people in the union, the Max Scherzers and the Justin Verlanders and all of these guys, they make a ton of money when there's no salary cap. Because when there's no salary cap, all you need are a couple of these big teams to bid after you, and you can make – that's why baseball players make so much more money than football players. It's not because their skill is more valuable. It's because supply and demand. If there was no salary cap in football, I mean, Patrick Mahomes might have a 10-year, billion-dollar contract. I mean, am I wrong? Would someone not do that, you know? So the crazy thing to me is that they've been able to keep this union intact because it would serve more players to have a salary cap and a salary floor. And the fact that low-level players think that they're going to ascend to that level of Clayton Kershaw is crazy to me. I don't understand, because none of the other unions are like that. All of the other unions have unity, but they're also like, yeah, I'm about my money, though. And the average MLB baseball player is not going to make money like that, but they're willing to stand with these guys. The strength of the MLB players union is crazy, but the owners doubling down are crazy, too. There's nothing cockier than thinking that you can kind of play this hardball. The sport is dying. Every year it gets worse. People get more bored with it. Less people watch. You can't cancel games. Last year was a crazy wake-up call because of the delayed starts in baseball or in basketball and hockey because of COVID. Those seasons were pushed into the early part of July. We had the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals at the end of June and the beginning of July, where typically they're at the end of May and the beginning and the middle part of June. When they got pushed into July, no one gave a fuck about baseball. And then baseball had 3 weeks of being the only sport there, and then we had NFL preseason. They're going to get July back this year, which is stupid. I wish the Stanley Cup was handed out in August. How dumb. How cool would it be to be like so hot outside and watch some hockey in the summer, and then you maybe go inside, little relief from the heat. I don't understand how both the owners and the players can be so dumb. And I don't. You stand with the billionaires, like Max Scherzer is going to be a billionaire when he dies. Yeah, don't get it twisted. He's made, I want to say, if I had to ballpark it, I'd say like $300-400 million in his career. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. He's insanely rich. He's the person leading the negotiations for the players. This is just tone deaf from both of them. I don't care. I don't care. When baseball or when basketball and hockey are over, then I'll care. Right now, I do not care. And I don't know anybody else who feels any differently. There are baseball fans, and they care a lot. But this is just another example of everybody involved with the sport is just old and dumb. Like this unwritten rules and the league and the union, and it's just garbage. They're just out of touch. They think that everything, and this has been true for baseball in its entire history. It's the only sport that continuously wants to stay in the past. It is America's pastime. Well, it is pastime. I usually don't give takes like that. But damn. What stupidity. The NFL draft is reportedly narrowed down its next destination following Cleveland to either Detroit, Green Bay, or Washington, D.C. This is one of two things. Either A, it's a risk to make Detroit take Hard Knocks, or B, it's a way to distract the new Washington football team Commanders owner after Dan Snyder gets kicked out of the league. I can't think of anything that D.C. would hate more than to have the draft. Those people, they would hate it. Holy crap. You watch these draft picks walk across the National Mall. Oh, my God. Can you imagine all of these rednecks, the football fans, taking up the traffic in D.C.? Holy shit. What a crazy story that would be. That's it for this show. I'll be back and better than ever tomorrow. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Ask your friends to watch if you care about me. I'm also on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, etc.